I just got back from the Ohio courts where I got all the audio of the hearings with LIEnette. Yeah, you're gonna hear the judge going off on her multiple times.
If that was a question, you lost me at about sentence 7.
Since it's just audio, we're gonna have to reenact. And this will be my lawyer, Pac-Man, eating up all the ghosts. This is me, Popeye, eating my spinach and saying as little as possible. Wonder Woman there? Yeah, that's the judge, sitting on the throne, the bench. Something old LIEnette here knows nothing about because all she has is a bucket.
All right, is LIEnette Preston on the call? LIEnette Preston, it looks like you are speaking, but I cannot hear your audio. Turn your video on so I can see you, please. There's an E. Bailey on the call. Please turn your video and your audio on so I can communicate with you. If you do not, I will remove you from this conference.
What you don't know yet, LIEnette gave the Zoom link out to her supporters, her fans, so they could be in on the Zoom meeting as well. E. Bailey. Wonder who that could be.
All right, Ms. Preston, can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. E. Bailey. E. Bailey, identify yourself, please, or you'll be removed from this conference.
She was one of my witnesses, I think.
Okay, if she does not identify herself, then I'm going to remove her from the conference. So if you have a way to contact her, you might want to contact her and tell her that.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Moral support, that's all. Sorry, Bailey, you can go.
Okay, I'm going to remove her. Thank you. Do you have somebody else there in the room with you, Ms. Preston?
John Cook.
Okay, if Mr. Cook is there, then I need him to identify himself and I need him to be on video and or to leave the room.
Here, sit down.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. We are here on 2 cases, 2023-09-3595, Jeremy Hales versus LIEnette Preston. Jeremy Hales is present in the courtroom, correct?
Correct.
You are represented by counsel. Counsel, you may identify yourself.
Attorney Eli Heller on behalf of Mr. Hales.
Thank you. And LIEnette Preston is present via video conference, correct?
Yes.
Also present in, this is case 2023-09-3594, Jeremy Hales versus John Cook. Jeremy Hales is present with counsel. We've already identified. Also present via video conference is John Cook, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Mr. Cook and Ms. Preston, do you understand why you are here?
Yes, we do.
Okay, are you prepared to go forward with the hearing today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Prior to going forward,
Did you get all of our paperwork that we mailed to you?
I did receive a packet from via Federal Express that has been, I received one packet from the Summit County Clerk of Courts. The packet that I received is not identified. I mean, it says LIEnette Preston. I don't know if there is another packet. I did not receive any other packet. Can you please remove the child, please? We do not have children in the courtroom.
I'm trying. Just go out.
Do we need to reset this for a time that you can find appropriate childcare?
No, ma'am, I have no other one that can watch her. She has a medical condition. We have no family here.
Okay, so this court is not going to conduct this hearing.
John is going to take her back beyond this wall.
Okay.
So that she's not here. We're in our camper.
Okay.
Our RV where we live.
I will address you each separately then. When I am ready to speak with Mr. Cook, then you can trade places with him. All right, so this is case again 3595. So prior to going forward with the full hearing, the parties can enter into potential agreements, potential settlements. The first way that we can try and resolve this case is, Ms. Preston, you could agree to enter into a civil stalking protection order. If you so agree, then the court could enter into that protection order. If that protection order is issued and agreed to, then if there are any violations of that protection order, then you could potentially be charged with the crime. I will be honest with you, and I do not know the answer to this. Since you are located in the state of Florida, if there was a violation of this that occurred within the state of Florida, I do not know how that would be charged. Certainly that is not a problem that I would deal with. That is something that would be dealt with by the appropriate authorities. But you have the, just hold on. No, let me talk. When it's your turn to talk, and when it's Mr. Heller's turn to talk, or when it's Mr. Hale's turn to talk, then I will address you each appropriately. Otherwise, we're just gonna be going round and round. So we take turns. My turn now. So you can choose not to go forward with the hearing today. You can agree to enter into a civil stalking protection order. Do you want to do that, or do you want to go forward with the hearing?
I want to go forward with the hearing because
Okay.
I'm innocent.
That's all I need to hear. All right, the second type of agreement that the parties can enter into, the parties can enter into a voluntary agreement. If the parties enter into that voluntary agreement, there would not be a civil stalking protection order in place. The parties would agree by civil order by contract that they would agree not to have any contact with each other. If there is a violation of that civil agreement, then the party who feels that that agreement has been violated could ask the court to hold the other party in contempt. Counsel, would you like to discuss that further? Would your client be willing to enter into that sort of agreement?
For consent decree, or do you want to just go forward? We're just ready to go forward, Your Honor.
Fine. So I'm not even going to ask you, ma'am, if you would be interested in going forward with that sort of agreement because both parties would have to agree. So we are going to go forward with the hearing. With that being said, hold on. Ms. Preston, can you see counsel and Mr. Hales in the courtroom?
No.
Okay. Let me. I know why. Give me a minute. I need to fix a technology problem and then our audio will work better.
Okay.
That is my fault. So give me a second.
You heard her being asked, do you want to move forward with this hearing? And LIEnette says, yes, absolutely. Except when she gets into Florida, she goes, and he had an option to not go forward with the hearing. And he said, no. Either option, regardless. The first option was she just gets the civil protection order on her. The second option is there's a verbal contract. If she breaks it, she could still be held in contempt of court, but she's broken it so many times. Remember, it was her first that said, I am ready. I want to go forward with a hearing.
All right. Ms. Preston, can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent. Can you see Attorney Heller as well as Mr. Hales sitting at counsel table?
Yes, I can.
Okay. If at any time during these proceedings you cannot hear or you have trouble hearing the audio, then I need you to identify that for me. If you do not, then I will assume that you can see and hear everything that is going on in the courtroom. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is how we're going to go. Attorney Heller is going to present his case. At the conclusion of his questioning of a particular witness, I'll give you the opportunity to cross-examine. Prior to me giving you that opportunity to cross-examine that witness, I do not want you to say anything. I do not want you to disagree because you'll be given an opportunity to cross-examine when it is the appropriate time. At the conclusion of plaintiff's case, I will then give you the opportunity to present your testimony and evidence. And after you present your testimony and evidence, then Mr. Heller can cross-examine you. And if you call any witnesses, you can present their testimony and evidence, and then Mr. Heller can cross-examine those witnesses. So that's how we're going to proceed with this hearing. Do we all understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Heller, are you calling Mr. Hale first?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, if you'll raise your right hand, please, I'll swear you in. Do you swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this matter under penalty of law?
I do.
Thank you, Mr. Heller. You may examine.
All right, Jeremy, can you state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Jeremy Hales, Hales.
And Jeremy, this is a case involving Florida and Ohio. Do you live in the state of Ohio?
I do.
And do you spend some time in Florida as well?
I do. I spend 6 months in Florida.
Mr. Heller, do me a favor. Take that microphone and just make sure that it's in front of you, because I want to make sure, A, that we're getting a good record, and B, that Ms. Preston can hear you clearly. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Jeremy, in addition to that, you So you live both in Ohio and Florida, and are you registered to vote?
I am registered to vote.
And you vote where?
I vote in both Ohio and Florida, which is why I had confusion the last time we were in the courtroom. I have legal rights to actually vote locally in my local government in Florida, but my primary election, I vote in Ohio.
Very good, Jeremy. Jeremy, so we're here because you're seeking a protection order from LIEnette Preston. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How did you first meet LIEnette?
I received an email from her stating that she was a fan and that she purchased property across the street from my property.
And is this in Florida?
Florida, Otter Creek, Florida, yes.
Okay, and what was the first interaction you had beyond that email?
First interaction is she stated that there was a tree down on her property and asked me if I would bring my tractor over to remove the tree. Later on, I found out she didn't even own the property yet. I was trespassing on the property.
And after that point with Miss Preston, did the relationship continue to sour?
Yes.
How so?
So Miss Preston relies heavily on soliciting donations, and one of the things that I do as a living is give towards the things that I'm passionate about in my life. And I have not given towards Miss Preston or others within her sphere of influence, and that is taking a negative impact in regards to my life, and it has just spiraled out of control in regards to that because I refuse to give towards things I do not believe in and I will not support.
Okay. And Miss Preston runs some sort of charitable organization, is that correct?
I think that is up for debate. But she claims to run a tortoise and turtle rescue called It's a Shell Thing. And one of the things that I typically would say in my videos is I love turtles. And so I believe she utilized that to try and gain funding from me.
And so kind of with this, did you notice after you decided not to support her charity, what sort of strange things did you notice popping up around your house?
Well, for example, signs were posted all over Otter Creek calling me an Ohioist with my name, Jeremy Hales, with confirmation of whose handwriting it is by her own family members. There were public posts all over the internet, Facebook. Specific Facebook pages and groups were created in regards to hate and to incite violence and hate against myself and my significant others. And
Let's break it up a little bit. Okay. So you said that signs were posted around your neighborhood, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm now showing you what I've marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit A. Do you recognize this?
I do. I have the original right next to me.
And is this a photograph of signs that you've seen in your neighborhood?
Yes, sir.
So certainly, Mr. Heller, I appreciate what you are doing. I can't see it, and clearly Miss Preston cannot see it. Nope, you're going to use the technology.
Okay, am I using the Elmo, Your Honor?
You are.
Yes, sir.
Would you like the actual sign? Okay.
All right, give me a second.
So I'm sorry.
No doubt you can hear a child in the background. What horrific parent lets any child hear this, see this, be a part of this? There are disgusting things that have already been mentioned, such as the signs and what was on the signs. And you're going to see this judge isn't going to tolerate it much longer.
For sake of time, I'll go with testimony and then I'll submit exhibits at the end.
What year did we buy the house?
All right, ma'am, we are resuming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, before we resume, can Miss Preston pan in the room to make sure that she's alone in the room?
Certainly, yes. Miss Preston, who is in the room with you?
Nobody. John Cook was standing there. There's nobody, and I don't I give the rest of my paper to Mr. Hales for my protection.
Okay, well, the point is, you cannot have anybody else in the room with you. You can't have anybody that's giving you information or answers, so that's why we were.
There isn't. There's
Okay.
nobody.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Hales, the signs that were put up said things like Jeremy Hales needs to go, no child race in Levy County. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And by looking at the handwriting on that sign, you also notice that it looks familiar to what other handwriting that you saw regularly?
Miss Preston has handwriting out in the front of her property with her address and donation box and package box, and it matches the handwriting.
Okay. And so
Need a picture of it.
Ms. Preston, did you say something?
Oh, no,
Okay.
no.
Keeping in mind,
Sorry.
I need you to not have any conversations outside of what we're doing in court. Give me 1 second. Probably nothing. We're gonna continue with our questioning, so.
Okay.
All right, you proceed, Mr. Heller.
And in addition to posting these signs around where you live in Otter Creek, there have been other instances where Miss Preston has exposed your personal information. Is that correct?
That is correct. Miss Preston has exposed my phone number and my personal address.
And what you do is you create online content. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That is one of my many
And
businesses.
you have multiple people who subscribe to your online content. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I have over 250 million views.
So when your personal information is exposed, what does that make you feel in terms of your safety?
Extremely unsafe. Safety is our highest priority, to the point of we at times we hire potential private security bodyguards depending on where we're at, where we're going, and our safety is always a concern.
And in addition to posting your private information there, Ms. Preston has gone out of her way to contact other places or contact people here in Glow Valley. Is that fair?
Miss Preston has taken this all the way to the mayor's office in Ohio, where I reside. And I talked to the clerk who she was on the phone with as well.
And was that email given to you
Yes, it was.
by the mayor? I will mark it for testimonial purposes as Exhibit B right now, just saying for that. With regards to this email again was how do you characterize it?
I characterize it as hateful, spiteful, vengeful, to incite harm, to remove me from the town, to uprise the town against me.
And there are you talked about online hate groups. What are the names of some of these online forums where people...
Otter Creek Friends and Family, Otter Creek Friends and Neighbors, Heart of Otter Creek is another one. Jeremy Hales against Jeremy Hales. John Cook has multiple ones. LIEnette Preston has multiple ones where they are moderators, and there's many, but most of them either have the names Otter Creek in them or Jeremy Hales in them.
And there's a large focus of these. You said Ms. Preston's an administrator. How do you know that?
Well, by her own testimony, and you can go on to the pages and see who the administrator, creator, and moderators are.
And after this behavior of posting your phone number, was that posted recently?
It's been posted even as of the last time we were in here for the ex parte. I believe that was on the 24th, or it was I believe it was the 24th. I may be off on a day, but even as of that morning, Miss Preston posted that she had just contacted the Summit County clerk and in Peninsula where Jeremy lives, and it goes on and on, even as the day as we were here for the ex parte hearing.
And in addition to posting your address and phone number again after the ex parte hearing, has she continued to make posts about you since being served with the protection order?
Yes, she's made post of dodging the actual overnight express package from the magistrate, and then she's made post of receiving from the process server. She's made post of that. She's made post that the ex parte means nothing in Florida whatsoever. She's made post that she's talked to Levy County Sheriff. It means nothing. That it doesn't stop. It's nonstop.
So your goal in getting this protection order is what?
First of all, safety for myself, for my loved ones, my family, my employees, safety for the residents of the town, and security in my life again.
And again, along with posting your actual house online, did part of that include posting the value of your house here in Ohio?
Value of my house, which I take as an insight of thievery.
And so especially when you travel to and from two different places, do you feel that this makes you a target, having your values and your assets posted publicly?
Knowing that I will not be at my home in Ohio for 6 months, I will be in Florida, completely and totally puts a safety and security issue and a breach of that. Her publicly posting my address and my number and my values online, yes.
So with this constant pattern of behavior, what has this done to your mental health?
It's definitely has put a complete and total strain on me personally, on my personal health, to the point of even a strain in my relationship with my significant other. My significant other is in counseling now as well due to all of this. My employees are in fear. My employee in Florida, Deanna West, she has to record every single time she drives by their place because other individuals have stated they've been shooting at random vehicles. So my employees' mental distress is lacking as well, based off all these situations, all these postings. It's put us in a position where we have to try and figure out how to spend more money to protect ourselves, protect our employees, because we were stalked to Florida, and we've learned from this situation, been posted online as well. Now we've got to figure out another game plan. We have to figure out more game plans, and what do we do to protect ourselves in Otter Creek? What do we do to protect our employees? What do we do to protect my children? Even my ex-wife, she's brought my ex-wife into this. What do I do to protect my ex-wife?
Let me slow you down real quick, Jeremy.
Yes, sir.
How has Levy ex-wife into this?
Hold on. Miss Preston, I've already talked to you about this.
I'm
Please,
sorry, it slipped.
please limit. Please do not speak until it is your turn to ask questions. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Ask your next question, please, Mr. Heller. Let's stay on track.
How has Miss Preston brought your ex-wife into this?
LIEnette Preston has posted the information, particularly Facebook pages of my ex-wife, inviting others to reach out to my ex-wife, my oldest daughter, her Facebook page, and personal information as well.
So you believe the constant sharing of your information, posting incendiary signs, calling you a rapist, and continuing to reach out to people like the mayor has put you in jeopardy?
Sir, she has posted that I have made videos telling people to murder her. This is out of control. I am in complete and total jeopardy. My safety, my loved ones, my employees, my family members. It's out of control.
Are you asking?
Hold on, and let me be clear here. There is only 2 people that are listed as protected parties. That is yourself, Mr. Hales, and Ms. Court cannot protect all of these other people. So let's limit your testimony to yourself and any other protected parties, which is Okay. Thank you.
So for these reasons, you're asking the court for a protection order,
Yes, sir.
and you're asking for 5 years, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, barring the opportunity to submit some exhibits with the technology, I would rest for now and allow cross-examination and then just ask to be heard on exhibits at the end, or how would you like to do this as a matter of technicalities?
Okay. What are the exhibits?
Your Honor, I have Exhibit A, which is a photo of the sign with some handwriting. I have Exhibit B, which is the email to the mayor of Peninsula. I also have Exhibit C, which is additional posting since the protection order has been filed. Those are the main exhibits that I would file against Ms. Preston.
Okay, let me see what you have.
Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to mark it very quickly. Sorry, will you hand me the color version?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Preston, look at your computer monitor, please.
Yes, ma'am. Trying to find it.
I'm going to show you to the best of my ability. This is Exhibit A. Do you see Exhibit A?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you Exhibit B. Exhibit B is an email.
I can't see it.
The email is dated August 22nd, 2023. It says it's from LIEnette Preston to Nancy Holdsworth, admin@villageohio.gov.
Yep, I did write an email. Yep, I certainly did.
Nope. Exhibit C appears to be a collection of posts. The posts have not been specifically identified by Mr. Hale, so I am not going to go through them and specifically identify anything. But those are Exhibit C. If council wants to question further or identify those specifically, then I would expect council to do so and authenticate any of those posts.
Understood, Your Honor.
Okay.
I am going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit C for purposes of verification. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
What is this?
This is post by LIEnette Preston on her Facebook page, Otter Creek Friends and Neighbors, which is truly just a hate Jeremy Hale's page.
And are these screenshots of these messages true and accurate screenshots from these posts?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to bring your attention to page 1, the very first message here. And this says in this message, it's from Lynette Michelle Preston, administrator, is that correct?
Yes.
And you notice that in the top right corner of or top left corner of the document?
Yes.
And in this first post here, she makes specific mention to the temporary protection order, is that correct?
Yes, she does.
What does she say about the protection order?
She says, I want to clarify something for everyone. The order is temporary that he got on us, and it was fraudulent.
Okay. And so why don't you read about 2 more sentences, please?
We did not make any signs. We haven't done anything that he claims. We do not have to run into our house as he drives by our house. Are you freaking kidding me?
And do you believe that this message was posted in a public forum after the issuing of the protection order?
Yes.
And specifically making mention to the signs, was that a complaint as part of your complaint for the protection order?
Yes.
And in fact, the temporary order here is this protection order we're here for now.
Yes.
And so after asking for this protection order, Ms. Preston continues to post about this. Is this correct?
Yes.
I'm going to bring your attention to page 3 of Exhibit C here in the middle of the page. And there are 3 more posts made by Ms. Preston. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what are those posts about? Are they about the politics of Otter Creek, or are they about you?
They are about me.
Okay. And so in this situation here, she continues to post about you. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So based on these continued posts on you, since even asking for a protection order dealing with online posting and stalking, has that behavior stopped?
After a cease and desist, it hasn't stopped. After an ex parte civil protection order, it hasn't stopped. Everything increases.
So in fact, that you also tried to seek out a cease and desist to stop this behavior as well?
Yes.
And at that point, nothing has worked?
Nothing.
And you said after asking and trying to get the behavior to stop, it actually gets worse?
Yes.
Nothing further at this time.
All right. Ms. Preston, this is your opportunity to ask any questions of Mr. Hales on cross-examination. Let me be clear, this is not your opportunity to give your side. You will be given that opportunity. But this is your opportunity to ask Mr. Hales any questions you have on cross-examination. Do you have any questions for Mr. Hales?
Yes.
Proceed.
Mr. Hales, did you see me personally post those signs anywhere in town?
No.
So then you cannot say that that is my sign that I did against you.
I have stated here today that it is a sign that you created.
Okay. My next question for you is, did you or did you not stand up in a town meeting in Otter Creek twice and tell everyone in the room that they needed to have me out of town, that I was dangerous and that I was going to kill them?
No, I did not do that.
Oh,
It's on video.
it's on, so there is no video
Objection, Your
of
Honor.
that
I hear another
hearing.
voice in the room there. Your Honor, I'm gonna ask for a contempt. She just waved off what I believe is
All right.
Mr. Cook.
Ms. Preston, is there somebody else in the room?
He's talking to the baby, and he's in the other room speaking to the child. I'm just telling you.
What a lie!
Let me ask her if she wants me to take her off.
Yeah, take her outside. He's taking her outside.
Come on. Come on. Who's that?
The motion for contempt is denied. Proceed, but I will tell you that I am at the very edge of saying that we are going to continue this hearing so that there is a complete separation of your hearing and the hearing for
John Cook.
Mr. Cook.
Mr. Cook. So proceed with your questioning. If I hear another voice, then I'm stopping this.
Okay. Do you know if the page, Otter Creek Friends and Neighbors, you said that that page that I have is public? Do you know that? Can you prove that my page is public?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
You testified that I am posting these things against you on a public page called Otter Creek Friends and Neighbors that happens to be a private page, not a public, but you testified it was. What proof do you have that my page is public?
I can testify that Facebook is on the internet. Anything posted on the internet is a public posting. It does not go away.
That wasn't my question, but so you testified that you did not stand up in any meetings and ridicule me, belittle me, humiliate me, call me names, say that I was shooting gunshots off on my property in any Otter Creek meetings, town hall meetings.
No, I did not say what you put in your words.
Okay. I would like to know how I can get that in as evidence, because I have the video. But, and then Mr. Hales, when have I ever asked you for any money? When? How much? When did I ask you for money?
Well, I've provided the court with a screenshot where you asked for $65,000 to make John Cook go away and be removed from your life as he's an abuser. You've constantly have texted me and asked me for things that you've seen in videos. You've constantly asked me for donations. You asked me if my event at Half Mil Time to Grow, where fans from around the world came, if you could solicit donations. Would you like me to continue?
Is it not true, excuse me, Mr. Hales, but is it not true that I did not, in fact, ask you ever for any donations? I saw on one video that you got a leapfrog. One thing was asked for from me to you. One thing. Never money.
Objection.
Do you have?
Hold on. Sustained. That was not a question. Please state a question.
Did I specifically contact you and ask you you specifically for $65,000? Or did you see a post in where it was, okay, if he's claiming that I'm doing this, sure, give me $65,000.
Objection, testifying.
Did I ask you,
Hold on,
or was it in a post?
ma'am. If that was a question, you lost me at about.
I don't know how
Hold
to-
on. If that was a question, you lost me at about sentence 7. So your questions need to be short and concise.
Did you personally get an email or a text from me asking you for $65,000?
You made a public post directed towards me in a group that is directed and communicates about me for $65,000 to remove John Cook from your life.
Have you continued since, when did you file this no contact order against me?
Objection, Your Honor. The document speaks for itself.
Okay, weren't you already aware?
Hold on. I overruled his objection. That means Mr. Hales can answer the question.
Okay,
Your Honor, you stamped it on September 25th. Were we here September 24th, or was it stamped the same day, September 25th?
I don't answer questions. You can answer the question
Oh,
to the
I
best of your
apologize.
ability.
To the best of my knowledge, the ex parte civil protection order was stamped in the courts on September 25th. I believe we were in court on the 24th or the 25th. I do know it was a Monday, and I do not have a calendar in front of me right now. It could have been stamped the following day. Again, I do not know which day that was.
Mr. Hales, when did you find out that I had filed my protection order against you?
I learned on October 8th as Levy County Sheriff went to my employee's home stating that you stated I was in Florida.
Is it not true that you learned about me asking for a protection order the exact day that I asked for it, which was September 13th?
I can't even
You were
follow the
notified
question. I'm not sure what you're asking.
Were you not notified September 13th, the day I filed for my protection order, that you were being served an order of protection?
I have never been notified of any type of order that you have filed for. The first contact that has been made was with Levy County Sheriff on October 8th with my employee in Florida, stating that you stated I was in Florida and you had them attempt to serve me for an injunction.
So we're gonna hold
my-
on. We're gonna focus in on what Mr. Hale's testimony was. I appreciate that there are things going on in Florida. The court's decision in this case does not hinge on what is happening in Florida. If you have filed a separate protection order against Mr. Hales in Florida, that is a completely separate court issue that this court does not take into consideration when determining if I would issue a protection order that Mr. Hales has requested in this court. So let's focus our questions in on cross-examination based on what Mr. Hales has testified to on his direct testimony, please.
Ma'am, what I was trying to show was that I did this as a retaliatory.
Ask your questions based on cross-examination, please.
How many videos, Mr. Hales, have you posted about me and my family and my child?
I post daily videos about interactions in my life. Now, if you interact with me in my life, which you have as you've stalked me to Florida, then that is going to be posted. My daily life is posted.
Have you just recently put out flyers as of October 4th that show you're having a community thing or some kind of fun? Did you not have a thing saying that you were? Never mind. Were you contacted by your fans? And well, never mind.
All right, so our document camera is working. Ma'am, can you still see the people in the courtroom?
Yes.
Okay,
Barely, but yes.
okay. So, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the document camera off. Thank you, Jason. If we need to, we can put these documents on the document camera so that you can see them more clearly. If you want to see them, make that request, please. Proceed with your question.
Are you talking about a deal with your fans about a t-shirt with LIEnette, LIEnette on it to sell? You gave approval to sell, to give the money partly to the town, part to you and part to the people making the t-shirts?
No. I'm struggling even following what she's asking. To clarify, all of our t-shirt
just
sales.
Just wait for the next question, please. And ma'am, focus on the testimony. I don't care about Mr. Hale's internet business unless it relates directly to his petition for a civil stalking protection order. I don't care what happens in Otter Creek unless it pertains specifically to testimony that Mr. Hales has given related to his petition for a civil stalking protection order. We are not here today, and I'm telling you both this, we are not here today as a general airing of grievances. We are here specifically on the petition for a civil stalking protection order that was filed. So please focus your questions on cross-examination based on what I have just said.
Mr. Hales, did you post pictures on the internet about with my baby daughter in her diaper and claim that I threw diapers and garbage all over a road in Otter Creek? And you claimed it was mine? And you posted a picture of my baby's bottom.
Yes, I've posted pictures of your child.
Did you post saying that I was throwing garbage on a road in Otter Creek to make the people in Otter Creek hate me?
Okay, hold on. We've already discussed this. This is not your petition for a civil stalking protection order, Ms. Preston. That is venued. Let me talk.
Okay.
That is venued in Florida. This is venued in Ohio. I only care about what Mr. Hales has alleged that you have done. You will have your time in court in Florida if there is a hearing set on your petition that you have filed in Florida. Please only focus on what Mr. Hale has alleged in his petition. And I will tell you, time is of the essence because my day ends at 4:00. So we may have to continue this to another date and time if we are not able to wrap this up. So, Ms. Preston, do you have other questions on cross-examination that are focused?